Hello, Lupton, and welcome back to our last half term, not of just this term, but the entire school year. I hope you're all safe and well and got some well-earned refreshment and rest over the holiday we just had. I know the weather helped us tremendously, and there's a special message of thanks and encouragement and all the best to those school years which have gone back today in school in the physical terms. Well, for the rest of us who are still at home, I hope that we come back with the right attitude of being confident, being determined, and wanting to get the most out of our learning, even though it's on a virtual format on our computers. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was reading some philosophy and I was reading a bit of Confucius, the 5th century BC Chinese philosopher. And one of the phrases I read stuck out to me in my mind because it reminded me of an experience I'd once had. And it was this. I once complained that I had no shoes until I met somebody who had no feet. Well, I've got a story where that's partly true in an experience for me. When I was in the army, I once went out and brought myself some new clothes, and in amongst those new clothes I brought some shoes, and the shoes alone were almost the cost of a week's wages. And I loved these shoes and they were so comfortable, and I thought I was the bee's knees when I wore them. And a friend of mine who was also in the army came to visit me at my home, and we went out for a beer. And so I put my new shoes on, going out thinking I was all dapper, and I cared about them so much. I actually, looking back, was quite nervous where I was going to wear them. And for instance, this night we went to quite a packed bar, and I was worried that when I was getting a drink that people might stand on them. So I was really cautious about how much space I had around myself, trying to protect my shoes. And the night went really well, and on the way home I lived in a village where there wasn't many street lights and it was dark. And as I went to step up the curb, I caught the corner of my foot, and I hit it so hard on the curb I thought I broke my little toe. But actually I wasn't worried about my toe, I was more worried about my shoes. And so my friend who was talking to me, I wasn't paying him much attention. I was listening to him and answering him back, but actually my mind wasn't with my friend. It was more about these shoes that I loved. Well, we got back to the house and I flicked the light on, and I was right in my horrors. I looked down and there was this big scar line on the leather on my shoes, and I knew no matter how I polished them or how I tried to treat them, it was irreparable. And as I was sitting there, I was complaining and I was feeling really disappointed. My friend took his shoe off, and I saw his prosthetic blade of his leg. You see, a couple of years before he'd had an accident where he'd lost half of his leg from the knee down. And there's me complaining about my shoe. Well, I had that big pull on my heart, on my stomach, and I felt such an idiot. And my friend, who I love like a brother, he didn't need to say anything, he just smiled at me. And I knew in my heart I'd learnt my own lesson. I was complaining about something that really did not matter. And actually my care for them was out of kilter with really what does matter in life. You see, in lockdown, I know for many of us it's been difficult at times, and the restrictions and a new way of learning have got us all frustrated, and it's easy to complain about those things, and in some ways we have the right to do so. Complaining is okay, but when we do it all the time and we then tend to forget about the luxuries, or actually just the basic fundamental things which matter most in life: family, friends, loved ones, and education, we really need to draw back in and put everything back in its right place. And so with this in mind, I hope all of you come back to this last half term with that confidence and that self-belief and determination which I mentioned to you at the beginning of the first half term of the summer term. I hope that you understand that education is a real gift, and up there with love and family, it should be cherished, because knowledge enables us to have a better life. Wisdom is what helps us go through life hopefully making less mistakes. I know for me, the wisdom out of the shoes is not just the mistake that I made about not complaining, but I wouldn't spend that much money on a pair of shoes again, even if I had it. And so I hope all of you can take 5 minutes this week just to look around you and to be thankful and grateful for the things that really matter. And as we grow, we'll keep our lives in check, in love, in peace, and in joy. God bless you all, and have a great half term to close out, and I'll see you all next week.